Yep. All right. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, guys? Anyhow, I don't have any clever introduction. Not today, anyways. All right. Well, I was going to talk a little bit more about what my video about, like what I was talking on earlier this morning about my job, and for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, that's right. Because anything I say could be wrong. Right? Yeah. So anyway, well, I wanted to start off, and then it'll just kind of go wherever. I don't have anything planned, but I did want to try to clarify anything that I've left out in my video from this morning, where I was talking about my job, my first rodeo or whatever. And I kind of described my situation with this job. I wanted to say, though, is that, like, these people that I work with, so the job started in December, early December. And the people that I work with, though, man, they're cool. It's like the way better crew than I've worked with in this kind of line of work I'm doing. This is the best crew I've ever worked with in this line of work, And this boss, I would say he's the best boss in this line of work. And I was surprised, I was like, wow. Like, so there are two couples, they're both married, right? Those are my coworkers. The first couple is still here at this job. The other couple, they only work up through February, and then they're done. And then they won't be back till next year. February or February. Or maybe into March. But anyways, like, they're cool. The hippie couple lives in the bus, and their son is like 24 or something. He's cool too, the son. And their adopted kind of kid, this younger kid who's like 22, they're all fucking cool. It's just my video from this morning it is true. My video from this morning is totally true. Like, and whatever, But all these all the politics that I described in my video this morning about my job, it's everywhere. These types of politics, like with nepotism in the workplace and all this stuff. This is all politics, and it's everywhere. You can't escape politics. It's everywhere. And So, even that the guy who is the manager for the 4 or 5 star hotel, he's cool too. Like, they're cool people. I got nothing against whatever. And like, when I see all that politics stuff going on, I realize that I am doing something that's probably rubbing them the wrong way as well. because that's just human nature. Everybody's like that. And so I'm more forgiving of them because I'm aware that if I see that they're doing that, then I'm probably doing something that's rubbing them wrong too, And some of the things that I might do that are rubbing them wrong, even though they may appear to just be like quirks or whatever, I do them for a reason. Like there's a reason that I do these things, Going back to, because I've been in this line of work for 6.5, 7 years, and I'm telling you, I worked with the big baller motherfuckers, and that shit is cutthroat. And so there's a reason that I'm, and so then I realized, well, there's probably some kind of reasoning behind these people doing what they're doing, including like the buddy of mine who's acts like he's the manager of the place when he doesn't have any. The only experience he has in this line of work is like the last month, and he's kind of acts like the manager, but so anyways, so no, they're all cool people. And the thing is, my last job was even way crazier when it come to all the politics and nepotism and type shit. Because my last job, the big baller guy that I'm talking about, who's like one of the biggest motherfuckers in this line of work, he would hire mostly illegals. And his brother-in-law was an illegal. And his brother-in-law was like basically one of my bosses, and had been running that thing for like 20. He's been doing it for like 15-20 years illegally. He's illegal. He doesn't even speak English, dude. Imagine having a boss that does not speak fucking English, but he could sell shit like a motherfucker. He could sell the fuck out of some shit. So and he was my boss's brother-in-law, the company owner's brother-in-law. And so I had 3 bosses: the company owner, the company owner's wife, and the company owner's brother-in-law. And all they would do is hire illegal immigrants. 90% illegal immigrants. And you want to talk about nepotism? You work around where you're the only white person and all your coworkers are all illegals from South America? You're fucked. You're fucked. You want to talk about nepotism? Holy shit. And those were the problems where after 6.5 years, I just said, nah. I just bowed out. I offered to put in a 2-week notice and, told them I'd like to work for them in the future. I just can't right now. And the boss didn't even require me to put in a 2-week notice. And he said, no problem. He said, whenever you're ready to get back to work, call me. And that last job is like the same work that I'm doing now. And dude, that shit, it's like being in a fucking war. It is no fucking joke. And you are a fucking slave. That's all it is a straight up slave. And you're surrounded by all these hoity-toities that can afford to like spending 10, 20, 30 grand is like nothing to them. It's like pocket change. It ain't nothing to them. And you're surrounded by them all day. And they'll just pick out some items like fucking $30,000 items like nothing. Yeah, throw it in the car, whatever. I'm not even fucking around, dude. I'm not fucking around. I've personally been like, because they had us do everything. So they'd have me, I've talked about this before, they'd have me go straight from shoveling shit to going and helping some millionaire helping some customer who's a millionaire. So I'm the person that's assisting the purchase, and the millionaire fucking drops like 200 grand in a purchase, like in a fucking couple hours, you know. And it was me that they interacted with. I was the guy, and they're cool people, and they're not like assholes, or usually not, but yes and no. I mean, so when you get into this culture of this, you see this. There's the slaves, and servants, and merchants, and then I can't remember the word, but the hoity-toities, and you see the whole thing. It's going on constant. You are a slave / servant, and you're working with the merchants, and your boss is, depending on what the job is either a merchant or above a merchant, and whatever. So anyway, you see it. That's all it is. That's what the whole fucking thing is, That's all it is. Hence the dollar bill. That's what all this is about, man. But yeah, like, no, these people I work with, they're fucking cool. And they're like, compared to the last group of crew I worked with, these guys are way better in a lot of ways, And like I said, when I see this stuff going on, I realize that we're all seeing a similar thing when we work with each other, And some of our perceptions are skewed. We don't really fully understand. And so you always got to be careful. Just because one of my coworkers is walking around and acting like he's the manager, that just means that's just because that's what he knows. Because his majority of his career he's always been a manager. So how do you go from being a manager to, in the cut with the rest of the slaves, fucking, you're gonna carry that shit, energy and habits in with you into the cut, And then, so anyway, I don't take it personal. I don't really. It doesn't matter. It's just part of working with people, I guess, But I wanted to clarify that too, because it kind of sounded like in my last video, maybe it sounded like I'm just like talking hella mad shit. And I'm not, And, whatever. Like, there's so many faucets to this whole thing. It's weird. This kind of work is crazy. But it really is. This kind of work that I'm in is, you see the pyramid all day, every day. You are a slave / servant, and you have these rich fucking millionaires coming in, dropping tens of thousands of dollars, and it just goes on for months and months, and you're just the person that everybody's kind of like looks at as the slave. That's it. That's all you are, is a slave. And to them, it's nothing to drop 100 grand. It's nothing to them. Just because they want it. Just because they just would like to have it. It's not even a necessity, like a car or something. It's like just little novelty things that they like, just some novelty item that they really think it would look good in their yard, or maybe their living room, or they like it. And so then you're going to drop 10, 20, 30, 50 grand just because they just like it. It's just something they would really like to have. They don't need it at all. And it's crazy, dude. It's totally insane. And that's the conspiracy. That's the pyramid. That's the way the whole thing works, man. Just like in Egypt, it was the same. The Egyptian pyramid was all the same. You had all those hoity-toities, and they just looked at the slaves as the slaves / servants. All they were was just, that's exactly what they were. They were just there like a shovel. They're just like a shovel or a or a coffee cup or something. That they looked at servants slash slaves like just an object, like this coffee cup. You're just here to serve me my coffee. That's it. Okay, get away from me now. I'm done with it, and just throw it in the garbage. That's all you are, is a piece of garbage. To them, you're just like this cup, So whenever they get tired of this cup, they'll just throw it away, or they might accidentally drop it and it'll break, and just go buy another one. Who cares? That's what the servants and slaves were back during the Egyptian days. That's what they are today. Don't you get it? You don't get this? I'm not even exaggerating. It's like whatever. Nobody talks about that. Nobody's talking about that. That's what's so bizarre to me, is everybody wants to talk about these, there was this alien looking thing that was floating in the clouds momentarily. That's what they want to talk about, the CERN and the big thing at CERN. It's like, whatever, dude. I don't know what. All I know is I'm a slave, man. Just like the Matrix says. What is the Matrix? Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It's all around you. When you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes, it's a splinter in your mind. It is the veil that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. That you are a slave, Neo. Born into a prison that you cannot touch, taste, see, or smell. A prison for your mind. You are a slave. That's all it is. I mean, beyond what's the point in getting into the complexities of it all? It's very simple. You're a slave, Neo. You are a slave, Neo. That's it. You're a slave, And, what can be done about it? What can be done? I don't know. I guess all the slaves, if they knew they were slaves, most people don't even know they're slaves. But yet they wonder, why does it feel like there's a splinter in my brain? They don't even know they're slaves. They don't even know. They think they're free. They believe in the American dream and all this shit. But they can feel it when they go to work, when they go to church, when they pay their taxes. They can feel it, but they don't know what is it. It's like a splinter in their mind. They can feel it. They don't know. It is the veil that has been pulled over their eyes to blind them from the truth. That you are a slave, born into a prison that you cannot touch, taste, see, or smell. A prison for your mind. Just like the slaves during the Egyptian pyramid, the pyramid on the dollar bill. You're a slave. It's that simple. So why don't the slaves all just band together and, form a coalition, a parallel community coalition, and just stand up to the enslavers? Why don't they just do that? I don't know. But that's all it is. That's what the pyramid on the dollar means. That's all it means. That's what it means. That's what it is. So, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, no, I wanted to clear that up though, about if it seemed like I'm talking shit about my coworkers or my boss or anything. I'm not at all. Yeah, we all have a common suffering. We all suffer. We all have this similar dilemma, common suffering. We're slaves. And we're all just trying to figure out how to navigate this life of slavery, really. That's all it is. Oh no, Angry Hobo, you don't even understand. This is the freest place. If you have it so good here. Yeah. Yep, that's right. Pain. Learn to enjoy pain because that's all there is. It's so good. That's why they have that song, It Hurts So Good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. You make it hurt so good. You ever heard of tough love? Tough love, right? Hurts so good. Oh, baby, yeah. You don't even know how good you slaves have it. You slaves don't even know how good you have it. Imagine if you were over there in that country where all those babies' body parts are flying all over the place. You should be grateful you are where you are. Over there in that other country over by Israel, babies' body parts are just flying all over the place. You don't even know how good you have it. I'll give you something to cry about. Anyways, that's about it. That's about all.